It is a gloomy, miserable Sunday afternoon in the United Kingdom after watching Yuri Prohaska get fluked, yes, fluked, by Carlos Hulberg last night at UFC 327. And I'm just sitting there wondering. I'm looking at this light heavyweight division here. We've got Ankalaev, Yuri, obviously Pereira's gone, Hulberg, now the champ, Roundtree, Yan. And there's a lot of shit in this division. None of these guys are really that good. Let's be honest. Obviously, we have a new champ. However, he's probably going to be injured for a long time, potentially a year. It's probably very highly likely that he's going to have to be stripped of the title, and that would result in another interim title fight immediately after the latest one. So the division's kind of fucked at the moment. We've got new contenders from the middleweight division. Paulo Costa coming up. He destroyed Asmat Mirzakhan. Very impressive. We'll get to him and we'll get to them in a minute. And also, Robert Whittaker and Reina Derrida also moving up from the middleweight division. Yeah, in this video, I'm going to matchmake this entire division with the new contenders, the new fights that happened last night, because it's a mess at the moment, and honestly, nobody fucking knows. But here is what I would do if I ran the UFC. Let's start with the title fight. Obviously, Carlos Ulberg currently is the champ. He is probably going to have to vacate it. However, if he doesn't, I would like to see Carlos Ulberg take on Magomed Ankalaev for the light heavyweight belt. This is probably very unlikely to happen. However, if he's okay, which he probably isn't, I would like to see Ankalaev get the shot. I don't like Ankalaev, however, he's just clearly the number one contender. Yes, he got KO'd by Pereira in about 30 seconds, but that's Alex fucking Pereira. There's no one else really in this division that stands out that is like, oh yes, he needs a shot now. Maybe it could have been Azamat Murzakanov, but Paulo Costa, that's not to say about that. However, this probably won't happen. So for that reason, I would like to see the UFC do one of either two things. Yuri Prohaska versus Magomed Ankalaev for the interim belt. This is pretty biased from me. I'm a Yuri fan. I don't see them doing this after Yuri losing again. Another title shot. It's not like he lost a close decision. He got flatline KO'd. Not flatline KO. He got KO'd by Carlos Ulberg with one leg. It's an embarrassing loss for Yuri. As much as I love the guy, he's showing again. I love Yuri. He's got awful fight IQ. But Ankalaev for sure should be the next guy for a title fight. Whether they give it to Yuri Prohaska next or not, that is interesting. I'd probably like to see this fight. Yuri's kind of cleared out the division. He's only losing to the guys at the top. However, I can understand if they don't give it to him. He's just lost the title fight in the first round. Before that, got KO'd by Pereira twice. He's not really had much success in the title picture. So for that reason, another matchup I'd like to see them do maybe interim belt. No, this is a fucking ridiculous. Paulo Costa just moved up. Everyone expected him to get KO'd by Mirzakhanov, but very impressive. He's just beaten the number 6 guy in the world. The division's wide open. Now more than ever would be the chance to give Paulo Costa a title shot. I mean, he looked good against Azamat Mirzakhanov. He was seen as the dark horse of the division. I had guys in my TikTok comment sections going, Azamat, what do you mean Azamat, bro? Azamat's elite. Azamat's going to win the belt. Paulo Costa destroyed him. The second round was a bit close, but uh, Costa just spammed the ball. I was so tempted to pick Costa. I just thought Azamat's goat. Azamat's goated. He's undefeated. He's beaten all these guys. Costa's pretty mid, coming off from losses, but he looked very good. He literally copy and pasted the Kopylov fight. However, he got the TKO. A bit of adversity in the second round, but I was impressed with his performance. And maybe give him a shot. Who knows? The division's wide open. For me, there's not many guys to give it to. Currently, in the light heavyweight division, it'd be between him, Costa, and Yuri. Ankalaev for sure is going to get it. I believe he deserves it. However, the UFC may not do it. They could fuck him over. He's not a big star, but it would be wrong to see Ankalaev not be in the title picture as much as I fucking hate the guy. However, another option for the interim belt, which is more than likely going to happen, I'm not opposed to seeing this. If Hamzat beats Strickland, which he probably will, as much as I love Strickland, that's probably going to happen. I low-key wouldn't mind Hamzat moving straight up, taking on Ankalaev for the vacant belt. He wants to do that. Who knows? I mean, Hamzat, big star. He doesn't really need to fight. He's probably going to retire soon. He's a big star. He could push for this fight, and honestly, he could get it. With the lack of title contenders, really, you've got Yuri and Costa that deserve a shot. They're not going to give it to Roundtree. He just got KO'd by fucking Yuri. Maybe. Who knows? I hope Strickland wins. Maybe he could move up and get this instant shot. Who knows? But I would probably like to see either Ank versus Costa or Ank versus Yuri get made more than Chimaev. However, it'd be an interesting fight, something different in the division. But Ankalaev for sure should be involved in the interim title. However, if Ulberg's fit, which is highly unlikely, for sure, book Ank versus Ulberg. What do you guys think? Who should get the title shot? Another guy. Now, currently number 3 or number 4, can't really remember. Khalil Roundtree. Him, I would like to see him take on Dominic Reyes next. Dominic Reyes coming off of a win last night against Johnny Walker. Very fucking boring. However, the division's wide open. And open for Dominic Reyes to get a big fight, a big step up in competition against Khalil Roundtree. He deserves a come down after. No, yeah, he was very fast tracked to the title. He beat Anthony Smith and got a title shot against Alex Pereira. And they only did that because they didn't want Ankalaev as champ at that time. It was a nightmare matchup for Pereira, which was where it was. Then he beat Jamal Hill as a good win, but Jamal Hill isn't all that, let's be honest. Kind of there at the perfect time to beat a washed Teixeira for the belt. Then, last time out, got chinned by Yuri Praska. A good fight, first 2 rounds, he did very well. Lost to Yuri Praska, he needs to step down in comp. He's not really beaten any of the mid-barrel guys in the division, He's gone from the bottom straight to the top. I'd like to see him take on a guy like Dominic Reyes in the middle. Around that, was he like 8 to 10 mark? That's a fair matchup for Khalil Roundtree. I think maybe you could give him someone a bit higher like an Azamat, but I think this makes sense. Khalil's meant to be fighting in July. Dominic could make a quick turnaround, didn't take much damage. I'd like to see this fight. It's a winnable fight for both guys. Dominic could use his range, but I would probably favour Khalil in this matchup. He's more dynamic, more quick, higher output, higher volume. The leg kicks of Khalil Roundtree are very good. Probably could beat Dominic Reyes, but I would like to see these two fight. Neither the guy. I mean, Dominic Reyes was calling for a title fight. What the fuck are you on about, buddy? Get the fuck out of here. Beat a guy like Khalil, then maybe you could get in a title elimination bout, something like that. Yeah, Dominic Reyes, the resurgence is back. He's not completely washed. However, he's not near the top of the division. Beat Krylov, got chin Bolberg embarrassingly. Just left his chin on a platter. Guys up there as a pretty much no contest like MVP Sam Patterson against Johnny Walker. I mean, there's clear fear of his chin, but I think he should take on a guy like Khalil Roundtree. That's a fair matchup for him. He'd probably take this fight. It's a big step up in. It's not really a big step up. It's closer to the title picture than he is now. So an approachable fight for both guys. I would make this fight next. I've just realised now this is the wrong picture, but yes, we have Blachowicz versus Guskov rematch going down at UFC 328, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, it should be a good fight. It was a close fight first time out. Guskov, arguably Blachowicz won. There was a dodgy 10-8. I mean, it's debatable. I thought it was a draw. They're both pretty even. It should be a good fight. Probably going to lean more towards Guskov. He's got more of the KO power, faster on the feet. Blachowicz is getting old, man. It's sad to see. He's still got it, but age is going to catch up to everyone, no matter how good you are. However, if Yuri doesn't get the title fight, the interim belt, I would like to see Yuri take on the winner of that. Maybe put it in like Poland or Prague or Serbia. That they want to do Uros Medic. Maybe have that headline the card. Have Uros Medic. That's if Jan wins. Maybe Guskov, who knows? But I'd like to see Yuri take on the winner. Should be a decent fight. They've fought before, so they're going to be familiar with each other. I see it going maybe Guskov KO. To be honest, I think Blachowicz is getting older and older. Still got the skill, but he's not durable enough to compete with the guys at the top. I don't think Guskov's all that. I think he's good enough to beat a guy like Blachowicz. Probably doesn't get anywhere near the belt, but yeah, I'd like to see Yuri take on a winner, and I think this will be a decent fight. Now you got to hear me out here. This is a bit of a weird one. Azamat Murzakanov versus Rainier Derrida. Now, this is two reasons. Azamat's a good striker. We've seen RDR get outstruck many times before. I would like to see this fight to see if RDR striking is improved. RDR will probably be bigger than. Oh yeah, RDR will be bigger than Azamat. It's a test for Azamat to see whether he can stop the grappling. We saw Paulo Costa get him down, and also deal with a rangy striker / grappler in the sport. Now, Azamat, smaller guy for the light heavyweight division, struggled. I don't suspect this fight will be anytime soon, but I'd like to see this fight be a decent fight. Good approachable fight for RDR. Azamat's in like the top 10, 8. Fair RDR was in about that range in the middleweight division. I would probably lean towards an Azamat KO. I don't think RDR is as good on the feet as Paulo Costa. Won't be able to keep him at bay. We see Azamat have success against Paulo in the second round. But RDR's got good grappling. We saw Costa get him down, hold him, get some good ground and pound. That's a path to victory for RDR. Yeah, a decent fight. Decent for Azamat to come back and beat a well-respected guy. He's not really got that resume. He's kind of like Khalil Roundtree. Not really beat anyone good, then got a big jump up against Rakic. So yeah, Azamat don't really deserve a top guy. He got fraud checked, got exposed and beaten up badly by Paulo Costa. Basically, didn't make him quit, but like sort of kind of tapped out by strikes, just laid there. I'm not calling him a quitter, but Costa absolutely destroyed him. RDR looked mid against Pahalio, looked gassed out against Arnold Allen. Brandon Allen, so he's not really in a place to call for a big fight, and I don't think he deserves it, to be honest. Yeah, a decent fight. I'd lean towards Azamat by KO. Another man moving up to the light heavyweight division, Robert Whittaker. I'd like to see him take on Volkan Oezdemir. This fight has been rumoured to happen. He's won a fight in July. That matches up well with Oezdemir for like September, October time last year. Had a good win against Alonso Menafield, yeah. A nasty KO win. You know, he's got nasty KOs over Julius Walker. Johnny Walker last year. He got his step up against Allberg, lost. I'd like to see him welcome Whittaker to the division. It'd be a good test for both guys. Whittaker's a decent fighter, but I don't think he's a bit undersized for light heavyweight. I could see Usman having success here. Whittaker could be the faster guy, not really much grappling threat from either guy, probably a stand-up striking bout. Be a good test for Whittaker to see if he can hang, because Ozdemir is solid. You know, if you're shit, Ozdemir will beat you. It did test Whittaker's showing that he's less durable as age. He's only going to come up fighting guys that hit harder. Maybe he'll have more power, better chin, you know, less weight during, but should be a decent fight. If Whittaker wants to get near the belt, he needs to be going out there and getting a KO win or a dominant victory over Ozdemir. That's a winnable fight for Ozdemir. Could use the range, the low kicks. We've seen him beat powerful strikers before like that. We've also seen him lose to guys like that. I think it's going to be a decent fight to welcome Whittaker to the division. He doesn't really deserve a top guy. He's kind of washed on the decline in the middleweight division, losing to the top guys in the middleweight division. So it wouldn't make sense to give him a guy like fucking Yuri or anyone like that near the top of the division. Yeah, I think it's going to be a decent fight. Probably going to be on that somewhere in Abu Dhabi in July. Clearly there, Whittaker wants to be up there and give him a decent fight like Volkan Ozdemir. I'm not opposed to this. Now another guy, Jamal Hill, had big jump ups. Not really been active, been injured a lot. You know, he had his big title fight against Glover Teixeira, did well there. He got injured, had to lose the belt. Come back and fought Alex Pereira, got chin. That's not a bad loss. Alex Pereira is very fucking good. Then went out there. Was it? I'm pretty sure he fought Yuri Praska before he fought Khalil. Yeah, went out there against Yuri, got destroyed. Had a good second round, just decent body shots, but he's been proven you can't hang with the guys at the top of the division. Khalil completely outclassed him 5 straight rounds. Could have got the finish, but was kind of playing with his food a bit. So I'd like to see him take on a guy at the bottom of the nearer the bottom of the division of the rankings, just to prove he's still got it. Krylov's coming off of a decent KO win against Modestas Bukauskas. He's proved he's ranked worthy still. I don't really rate Modestas Bukauskas though. Nice KO win. It's a pretty boring fight before that, but good test for either guy. The winner should get a decent guy like a Reyes, maybe coming off a loss, someone higher up the division. This is just a test to see whether Krylov's legit again. You know, he had a decent run before losing to Ankalaev, then he come back and got curved by Reyes. And same for Hill, you know, had to jump up, not showing that he can beat these guys, needs to come down a bit, beat up a guy closer to him in the rankings, show that he's still got it. Needs to be a decent fight. Could both these guys haven't fought? I mean, Hill hasn't fought for ages, and Krylov fought in the first card of the year. Maybe do it in the summertime, something like that. A decent striking bout. I could see Jamal Hill win a decision here. But Krylov's a power puncher, could catch him. Who knows? Be a decent striking bout. I'd like to see this fight happen. Both guys similar in the rankings. And I guess that leaves us with Dustin Jacoby and Johnny Walker. Johnny Walker arguably could have beat Dominic Reyes, but neither guy really proved that they deserve to win. Dustin Jacoby's been on the verge of the rankings. I think he's number 14, 15. Just give him a guy like Johnny Walker, number 12 in the world, a big fight. He's got nasty KO power. Johnny Walker's pretty chinny. Be a good fun striking battle. There will be volume. Dustin Jacoby always is in a fun scrap. Johnny Walker's a pretty goofy guy. You can see a goofy KO loss for Johnny Walker. Build up a star in Jacoby. I can understand I'm not wanting to give Jacoby big matchups. I think I'm pretty sure he's 38, coming towards the end of his career. But if you're beating these prospects, you deserve these big jump ups. Not the best guy you've fought last time out. I think this year, I'm pretty sure it was a couple of fight cards ago. He beat Julius Walker. You know, showed that he's ranked worthy in that 14, 15. Give him a jump up against a guy like Johnny Walker. If he loses, then yeah. But Johnny Walker needs to prove it. You beat Yang Ming Yang. That was impressive. Everyone thought he was going to lose. It's kind of like a BSD versus Rookie performance. Just shocked everyone. Then absolutely stunk out the place last night against Dominic Reyes. Doesn't really. He's a big name, so I could see them giving him a better guy. But this is what I would do just to prove whether he's rank worthy anymore. Still got it. He looked good against Dominic Reyes. I would suspect he beats a guy like Dustin Jacoby, but Dustin Jacoby has solid KO power. Would be a good scrap. Put it on like a main card of a fight night, prelims of a pay per view, numbered card. I think this would be a good fight. That's what I would do if I was in charge of the UFC. Obviously, there's one more fight I haven't included. I forgot about to get the picture. I'm pretty sure Alonso Menafield is fighting Zhang Ming Yang at that UFC Macau card. That should be a decent scrap. I would lean towards Zhang Ming Yang. Menafield's pretty mid on the feet. Doesn't really have the grappling threat to beat Yang Ming Yang. Yeah. Let me know what you guys would do with the light heavyweight division. Do you agree with me? Do you disagree with me? Am I casual? Am I a retard? Let me know. And yeah, don't forget to drop a subscribe. Don't forget to drop a subscribe. Don't forget to subscribe. Drop a like. So follow me on TikTok, Twitter, all that good stuff. Yeah. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.